All right, folks, how's everybody doing today? November 2020. We've almost made it out of 2020. No pressure, right? So let's get into this biggest set of the year, hype train, whatever you want to call it, Commander Legends. I want to talk about expected value. Getting all these messages about Rudy. Have you seen Commander Legends, the regular draft booster boxes? Expected value over $200 a box? What are you talking about? First of all, yeah, the expected value is high. Keep in mind, very big set. I'm being told it's like 20, 22 mythics, 23 mythics. I think 22, 21, 22 mythics in the set. A very, very large set here. Haven't seen that many mythics in this size of a set in a long time. Remember also, 24 packs in these type of booster boxes, not 36 packs. That's a huge variable. You reduce by 1/3, it skews and changes a lot of the value of the cards. That's very interesting. Next thing over, infamous Jewel Lotus that everybody's losing their minds, becoming cabbage heads and rolling down the street and acting like waffle fries and tater tots. As of the filming of this video, the price is pretty stable. I'm pretty, so far I've been pretty wrong about it. When it was about $150 a card, I think. Yeah, 150. I think when as of the filming of this video, it's pretty stable at 110. To my surprise, only like a 20-30% decline. I'm very surprised how strong it's holding up. It is holding over $100 price point through pre-order as we approach about a week till we hit is there a pre-release? There's no pre-release kits in this. That's right, it's not a regular standard set. I don't know if there's a pre-release for this. So I would expect in the next few days on YouTube, the other channels that have access to the WPN stores, you'll start seeing some actual box openings. Obviously, it'll take me till the actual regular release to get that far. I don't have any of the product yet, and I won't get it that early. As far as the value of the product, I want to kind of go over with everybody my perspective of what I see going into this right now. Interesting that it's delayed, the official release to November 20th versus now. I think it's smart. It gives Wizards a little bit extra time to kind of stabilize and catch up. I think one of the biggest variables that no one is actually talking about, at least that I'm focused on, is in December. Are we still going to have that surprise additional, either an unset, a specialty set, a holiday December set? You know, in the past, we've had what? Unstable, we've had surprise Ultimate Masters. We've had all kinds of products that are surprise releases in December. I don't know if we're going to get that this time, because remember, Commander Legends was supposed to be out now, and instead they moved it to the end of December towards Black Friday, Thanksgiving time in the United States here. So since that's being pushed to almost December, I don't know if we're still going to actually have any product releases in December. So I don't know if that's good or bad or what that's going to do for the market there. It's kind of a weird scenario. So as far as back to the price of the boxes, average, it looks like the market right now is averaging about, for most people, between 120 as high as about 150 with tax if you're going to some local stores. Online seems to be averaging about 120 with shipping and taxes out the door. I think 120, 122 and change. So 120. I think even Amazon, the biggest local game store in the country, is like 121 plus tax, so maybe 130 for them. It's pretty stable around there. I don't know if this price point's going to hold, if we're going to have a big uptick, or if this is going to have a big downshift. I've been trying to figure this one out, because it's really going to come down to not the cards in the set, but really how is Wizards going to manage supply of this. From what I gather, this is coming from the Jumpstart style printing machines, where it has fatter booster packs, and the booster box itself is not regularly shaped. It's kind of a little bit wider and flatter, like the Jumpstart product line. Yeah, so I think the biggest variable is going to be the supply side of things. Before we get any farther in this video, remember we're almost finally through 2020, by the way. For those of you who have been asking me about t-shirts and the Alpha Investment, remember I have about 21 shirts of the Alpha Investment Stay the Course, for those of y'all who made it with me through 2020. Left, link description for my eBay store. There's only about 20 shirts left, I think, of like 2 or 3 different sizes, and all 2,000 shirts are gone. And again, that's kind of like a relic making it through this year. So if you are interested, I appreciate it. There's a couple shirts left. Got a show for myself here before the year ends, and we can all kind of, you made it through this Stay the Course disaster of a year with me. I just wanted to drop that in the middle of the video. I've been keep forgetting to bring it up lately. So, I know now that we've seen what's in Commander Legends, I have to admit, I didn't see Mana Drain coming. That really caught me off guard from Iconic Masters reprint. Same artwork, but now we have a Mana Drain with the same artwork from Iconic Masters, And we have extended arts. We have the foil full Monty stuff. That's wow. So I was like, holy crap, there's 5 mythics pre-ordering over $50 a card. A quarter of all mythics over $50 a card? Jeez. I'm just like, that's nuts. Like, I feel like they should, it's like a $200 master box. Like I feel like this is on this product is on the level of like an Iconic Masters or Masters 25. And like, those things came out at $230 a box, and of course, tanked. Which is kind of funny. I guess they tanked to a low of like 120, 130, which is actually what Commander Legends is. It's kind of interesting. A little ironic, isn't it? And, you know, I'm seeing these cards and the value, the expected value in the secondary market, and I'm like, wow. So, if Wizards, moving into the end of the year, in the first quarter, when they start doing all these other new products, I don't know how they're going to be able to keep up with the supply. Is this a unique supply issue with the Jumpstart print run machine? I don't know. I think that's going to be the largest variable that's going to dictate whether these things hold the price, uptick in price, like Jumpstart skyrocketing, or they'll fall back to maybe $100 a box. I don't know what's going to happen. Nobody does. I mean, the only positive thing I can say is since they delayed it a little bit, maybe that's more of a better indicator that we'll have more stability post-release. So I wanted to lay it out there. But overall, people have been asking me, Rudy, what do you think of the spoilers? What do you think of the cards in Commander Legends? Overall, the product looks really good. I mean, I got nothing negative to say. All year long in 2020, I've said this earlier, a couple weeks back, the products that have been released really aren't bad. There's nothing released in 2020 right now that makes me stand back and say, you know what, honestly, everybody, that was a bad product. I can't think of anything off the top of my head in 2020 that just makes me think complete disaster. I mean, we've had some shortage with supplies. Some people blame that as a disaster. We have split, supply issues with the whole virus situation where half the product comes now, half comes later. So that's an issue. But as far as the actual product itself, they've all sold very successfully. Now, I'm not talking about how standard and all the cards are getting banned and messed up and ridiculous and R&D's not spending enough time. They're too busy pushing it. I get that. But I'm talking about from a raw sales standpoint. Everything Wizards has been making has been just non-stop selling like crazy. And, the raw data as far as the revenue goes, the gross sales is what Papa Hasbro looks at and what the distributors look at. And that's what I'm looking at. Whether Standard's a disaster because they keep banning every card from every new Standard set, well, yeah, that's been kind of happening. So it's not exactly very player-friendly. It kind of makes a lot of people unhappy, wants to quit the game, or it makes them want to leave Standard and go to more Eternal formats. But overall, the sales of the products have been happening. That's there's no way to discount that. There's no way to argue against it. The numbers are the numbers. So moving into this release here, I'm going to kind of touch base on a few small things. We'll start with the Commander Legends Commander deck set. They're pretty stable, about $40 plus tax in the open market. I'm not seeing any fire sale on them. I'm not seeing the price skyrocket. It's just kind of flat, which is very good for pre-release time. This is mostly because Wizards has throttled back the supply of the Commander deck set substantially. And I'm still like uncertain on this product, by the way. These Commander sets from like the Zendikar, we had the main Commander one with Ikoria, the 5-deck main annual Commander 20. And then, now we have these Commander Legends Commander deck set. I guess these are like replaced for the Planeswalker decks, but they made them better. I'm assuming this is how this is working. It's still kind of an awkward thing. I don't have a clear, concise understanding of where that product's supposed to fit. But like I've said many times, if the cards in that, if one or two of them spike or find any specialty home or some combo or anything happens, there's not a lot of this to go around. And that's a kind of a higher risk product where we could see some shenanigans. Who knows if that's going to happen? Next to jump over, I want to comment about the Commander Legends collector boxes. It's very fascinating seeing what's going on right now with the Zendikar collector boxes that drifted lower and now they're kind of treading sideways as everyone's shifting their attention to the next hype thing. Now, Commander Legends collector boxes, a combination of these expensive mythics and fancy versions with the lower supply. Now we're seeing these Commander Legends collector boxes. They're holding very strong, pricing on the secondary market, but this is strictly due to supply and people saying, look how good the cards are. Oh crap, there's not many of them, and you have a perfect storm. And that's what we're seeing with the collector boxes. And since those are always a one and done, that's really kind of the scary part right now. Am I right? That's the risk of the situation. I still think, though, no matter how high these prices are or low, you need to be careful of these. I mean, 5 mythics over $50 a card are not going to hold. I'm telling you, you can't have that much expected value from the boxes. And I'm still seeing Jeweled Lotus, extended art, or foil selling $200, $300, $400, $600 a card. It can't hold. It's not going to hold in price. Again, use extreme caution for those of you who deal in those single cards. Again, I don't deal in single cards on newer products, whether it's even a standard or a commander-related EDH product. I don't buy and sell the actual single cards from these products. I only deal in the sealed product. But for those of you who are just wanting the singles, be very careful. But paying some of these really expensive numbers, they're scary. I see that, and I'm like, ugh. So last but not least, the draft boxes. Like I said, it's a good product. I don't have much else to say in this video except that, moving into the end of the year, I don't know how do I say this before I'm just going to end the video, but I just want to say, I had an interesting message the other day of some patrons saying, Rudy, I've been concerned. Every product comes out and drops in value. It just comes out, drops in value, comes out, drops in value. And that has been the pattern recently. And I point a lot of the blame to that because of Wizards' inability to get the supply to the market with the Zendikar Set Boxes, the collector boxes. It's been very frustrating for everybody involved because you can't get it, and then you get half, and you got to wait a month, and you got to get another chunk, then you got to wait a month, and it's been 6 months, right? Still don't have any jump start. So I just want people to be cautious because a lot of people are backing away from Magic product right now. A lot of people are really focused on this Flesh and Blood. There's a new Force of Will set coming, and obviously the massive boom in Pokemon. That's really the hottest direction and the hottest things going on right now. And a lot of people are frustrated with Wizards between the secret layers and the fact that they keep releasing these small drips and waves, and the product prices in Magic just keep swinging all over the market, and the sealed product drops after each wave that Wizards makes, and it's very frustrating for everybody involved. And I just want to lay it out there that you need to use caution because based on the past performance of the last 6 months of products in virus manufacturing and production, does not predict any of the future. Like they say on Wall Street, past performance doesn't dictate future results. Your brain may see a pattern. Well, Rudy, I'm not going to buy anything Commander Legends. I'm going to wait. Commander Legends collector boxes, I'm not touching these things at 300. This is crazy. Every collector box comes out in tanks. I'm done. I see a lot of that. And I can't really blame you because that's what's been happening. But you got to be careful because there are exceptions to this. Ikoria collector boxes was a great example. Came out 180, 190. I remember selling for 199 by the case. And then it came out, spiked immediately to 230, 250, never gone back down. And, Throne of Eldraine, still holding collector boxes 250 plus. So there are some exceptions. But recently, between Theros, the battle for the new Zendikar Rising, I know, amazing, right? I'm very surprised those are dropping. Actually, I guess the Core 21 collector boxes are flat. That's the only one that really hasn't dropped recently. But that was the smallest print run of the collector boxes. Wizards cut that back on purpose, knowing it was a core set. I just wanted to caution everybody that some of the most difficult things about being a collector, an evil investor, the beautiful 3% ladies, or a regular Magic player, some of the most difficult things of dealing with this stuff and the most emotionally mind-confusing things is when 2 or 3 things happen and the outcome's the same, it makes you not want to do the same thing the 4th time. It makes you want to change the 5th time because you're tired of the same thing happening and repeating and not going in the way you're hoping it to go. And that's human nature. Some people call it the gambler's fallacy. You keep gambling the same thing and you keep expecting the next result to be the big one. But you have to remember, that pair of dice, that roulette ball, the deck of cards, it doesn't care what the previous results are. When you spin a roulette, the little ball goes around, that ball doesn't care if it lands on the last 30 reds in a row or the last 30 blacks or, green 00. There's no memory to it. But humans, we have the ability to attach patterns and memory to things that you shouldn't attach that to. So right now, I'm seeing a lot of that. And I think that's one of the main reasons, too, we're seeing a lot of people move from Magic to Pokemon. A ton of Magic people move into Flesh and Blood. You're seeing a lot of strange behavior happen. So I wanted to lay this out at the end of the video as we approach Commander Legends. I'm actually very excited about the product. I have to admit, I was really excited about the Zendikar Rising product, but I was really surprised how quick that hype train stalled out. Didn't see that coming. Totally called it wrong. But this Commander Legends, after seeing the spoilers and the breakdown of the rares, the mythics, not just Jeweled Lotus, overall just the variety of unique new cards that are actually in rare, not just mythic, in the rare slot, even some uncommons. I'm actually more excited about Commander Legends than I am Zendikar. Now again, a lot of people have been discussing this with me, and I do agree. Do not downplay the Zendikar collector boxes right now. If you have an opportunity to get Zendikar collector boxes for $200 or less, with taxes and shipping, all this crap, I think eBay's what, 190s plus tax now, so maybe still about 203, 205 shipped, even at 200 shipped. Remember, with the 2 expedition box toppers and 2 foils within it, you're talking 4 expeditions per collector box. 2 foil, 2 non-foil. That's substantial. And I really feel like you got to be real careful, because these Zendikar collector boxes are out of print. There's still a bunch that's circling around and moving around the country from certain segments of the country that are still closed from virus stuff, that are in stores that never took them. And they're getting shuffled around a lot right now. There's a lot of market noise. And a lot of people are getting scared because of that market noise. But let me tell you all something. Do not downplay that product. That is, I mean, I understand. Well, Rudy, you're downplaying the regular Zendikar Rising set itself sucks. There's no value and they'll ban anything good. Okay, I get that. But as time goes on, remember, time has a funny way of changing your view on the single cards, on the expeditions, the secondary market, and especially as the months turn into years and the years turn into 3 to 5 years plus. You got to be careful. And I'm very surprised. I genuinely did not think Zendikar collector boxes would ever break below $200 a box, or even $200 even with taxes and shipping. That's surprising. I thought, a lot of people, there's a lot of stores around the country that were pre-ordering these things for almost $300. So I want to lay that out there. That's kind of my words of wisdom for the day, everybody. Just be careful of the market noise. Commander Legends, I'm genuinely surprised and I'm genuinely excited about it. I really am. What a fun, cool product. I mean, and it's not overly priced. Obviously I would prefer 36 packs instead of cutting it down a third. But, they kept the price. It's still more expensive than a standard Magic standard booster box 36 packs. It's still more expensive than that. But, it's a great, but it's nowhere near these $200, $300, $400 master VIP stuff. It's kind of a nice product, and I think it needs to be appreciated. So that's all I have today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Have a great day. Be safe out there, and buy one of my shirts. Anybody?